so sweet. It's pig calling time. When it's hog calling time in Nebraska. Here we are, folks. 2 articles I'm going to cover with you today. Little bitty articles about the pigs. The Republican governor of New Jersey, Governor Chris Christie, he vetoed legislation that would have outlawed certain cages that house pigs. They're claiming that these cages are cruel to stuff the pigs into. That's it, kids. Cruelty to the bacon and the sausage. Well, the governor vetoed it, and he said that those cages are hardly or rarely used in the state of New Jersey. Well, the opponent said, see, the reason why he vetoed it, because he's looking for his friends in Iowa. But he's in New Jersey. His friends in Iowa, due to an Iowa primary, for when he wants to run for president. He never announced he's going to run for president. He's playing politics with these pigs. Really? In other words, they're accusing him of trying to satisfy a group outside the state in Iowa. You know who these activists are that went into New Jersey to try to get this legislation passed? Activists from outside of New Jersey. He's basically saying, Chris Christie, leave this to the people in New Jersey to decide. And you folks from out of New Jersey, get lost, will you? Now we got another story about pigs, or pig. This is another example of the Americans with Disabilities Act being abused in these United States men. Some lady brought on a plane with her a pig. I heard that. Cut it out. And she brought up, boy, I get so many jokes in. She brought up with a pig. A real live pig, kids. Well, the passengers were complaining because she had the pig in the aisle, and one of them said the pig was hogging up the aisle. That's right. The pig hogging up the aisle. It stunk. So they had to ask the lady to leave with the pig. Boy, if this wasn't on YouTube, the jokes I could be telling. See, she said that she needed the pig because it provided emotional support for her. See, according with this act that was passed allowing such animals, also if she wanted to, she could have brought a small horse on board because that's considered a comfort animal also per the law. You see how political correctness in these here United States has gone absolutely lunatic? You could bring a pig or a horse on a plane? I flew recently from Los Angeles to Dallas on a low-cost airline. And believe me, I expected to see goats also. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the nation you happen to be in. See you. Hi folks. There's a Japanese journalist by the name of Tatsuya Kato. He's in South Korea, and he'll probably be there for a little while longer against his wishes. He's being told he's not allowed to leave the country, and I think he's under house arrest. Now, what did he do to cause this? To cause him to have legal problems, this Japanese journalist in South Korea? Why, what he did was he impugned the honor of the president of South Korea, President Park. Now, what did he do? What did he say that impugned her honor? Did he call her a Democrat? Gee! Hey! That's a hanging offense, partner, to be called one of them there Democrats. No, he did not do that. He read a South Korean newspaper that reported on her activities that wasn't exactly flattering to her, and he just re-reported what he wrote. And that's what caused him to be placed under house arrest and told you can't leave the country till further investigation. So why is it the South Korean newspaper could write it and not face any legal consequences, but this Japanese journalist, why? You can't leave the country? You done did it now, partner. Article 21 of the Constitution of South Korea guarantees freedom of the press. But there's a qualifier in that guarantee. Citizens. This journalist is a Japanese citizen, not a South Korean citizen. So right there, he does not enjoy freedom of the press, which to me is rather peculiar. But if you go further into Article 21, I think it contradicts the previous part, because it reads, you also cannot impugn or defame the honor of an individual in South Korea, because you could be held criminally responsible for that. So how is that freedom of the press? So let's just say I'm a South Korean citizen. I can write what I want about another individual, but I better not call him a Democrat and place dishonor upon him, else I'll be liable. All right, if that's your constitution, if that's the laws you enjoy there, so be it. But should it not be applied equally across the board? Should not the South Korean newspaper, who are citizens of the country, who enjoy freedom of the press, but further into the article, they wrote something that questioned the honor of the president, which he was being held responsible for. Why aren't they being held responsible for? Do we have two systems of justice there? For citizens and non-citizens? I think if you're going to hold this Japanese gentleman, journalist, responsible for what he rewrote that was written in the South Korean newspaper, that South Korean newspaper also needs to be held equally responsible. But as a journalist, if I'm going into another country, it is incumbent upon me to know what the laws are of that country in reference to freedom of the press, and in this situation, so-called freedom of the press. You know, folks, I criticize these here United States of America a lot in my videos, but I thank God I'm a citizen here in this country. I insult President Obama a whole lot, President Clinton, Hillary Rotten Clinton, and I am not in violation of any laws as long as I'm not threatening. And that kind of freedom I enjoy here. Now, I'm not saying you South Koreans are in error for having a constitution that's written like that. I would not find it acceptable. But if you find it acceptable, so be it. That's your constitution. You have to live under those laws. What's not acceptable is it's not being equally applied. And there's where the fault lies. Hi, folks. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. And thank God I'm here. And God bless the nation you happen to be in. See ya. Don't zoom in. Hi folks. Here we are at a typical Japanese restaurant in a typical Japanese city, Tokyo. I'm going to show you how some fish was served. Alright, this is interesting. We're sitting at the table and they serve this whole fish for everybody. Now I want to see how this is divided. Okay, Mitt.
Yeah, okay.
That's Mitt. He's going to prepare it, and I'm going to watch to see how he breaks this up so we can eat it. How do you do that?
Okay.
Takes the chopsticks. Look at how professional he is. Oh yeah, get the bone out of there, please.
Wow. Does it have to do the same thing on this side?
Yeah, I will take it.
Okay.
I'm doing better than he does.
That's because you've been Japanese longer than him.
Yeah, that's right. Really longer than him.
Right.
And you have to like take like this. Okay?
Right.
Yeah. You can take it easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get home with this.
Sure, break it up for us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Arigato. That's how you do it. You claim ignorance, and then some polite, kind Japanese person takes care of it for you. Arigato.
There you go.
Now the downside to this is I'm not going to learn how to do it. Oh, incidentally, we're having dinner with good friends.
はい。
ちょっと骨あるけど多分大丈夫だと思います。柔らかいから気をつけてください。
See? Okay. See? Good friends. Bon appetit. Kampai, everything. Just eat. Arigato. Alright folks, I hope it worked up your appetite as it did mine. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation you happen to be in. And of course, God bless Japan. Nihon. Now would you pan the camera towards him? Arigato. Thank you. Hi folks. Well, our good friends in Okinawa, Japan, are seeing a lot of activity recently. There's approximately 18 United States military bases on the island of Okinawa. And one of them seems to, among all the others, seems to be a real sore point among some people in Okinawa, and that's the U.S. Marine base in that one. That base, I wish I could say it, but anyway, seems to be a point of contention. So they're going to move the facilities to another area called Camp Schwab. There's where the problem lies, so says they. So there have been a lot of demonstrations. According to the New York Times, one of the largest, over 2,000 people have protested, and there's been some arrests that have been made. You don't need to move to a Marine base there. Marines go home. Or Yankee go home. That's me, kids. Yankee Tony. I did go home. I am home. Anyway, now listen to me. Strategically, those bases are really important for the security of Japan as well as the Asia. Allow me. Because the commies in China have territorial disputes with almost all their neighbors, and they're rather aggressive. The commies in China want those bases off the island of Okinawa so they can be able to continue their belligerent behavior without a fast response from the United States. So, yes, there are people in Okinawa, Japanese citizens, who really do have a concern about those bases, who have a legitimate concern, and you can most likely and probably agree with them. But they're being exploited by the commies in China. The commies in China have the agitators in Okinawa exploiting the emotions of some of the people in Okinawa. So they're being exploited for strategic purposes for the commies in China. Thank God there are a whole lot of Okinawans who counter these protests, who enjoy the United States military there, appreciate the security it brings to the region. And to those good people, thank you very much. Domo arigato gozaimasu. What I liked about one of the photographs was this. Yeah! Lying in the street to block a vehicle. Gee! I think they got that from Sea Shepherd, because Sea Shepherd used to do that in Taiji. See? Like-minded people think alike. The commies in China and those despicable people in that cult group eco-terrorists, the clowns of the floating circus. Sea Shepherd. See how I always managed to bring Sea Shepherd into the picture? We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation you happen to be. God bless our good friends and trusted allies in the land of the rising sun, Nihon Koku, and especially our good friends in Okinawa. See ya. Hi folks. Well, about a year ago, the Japanese newspaper, the Japan Times, they wrote a hit piece about me. Could you imagine? Who would want to be critical of me? I didn't mind the hit piece, but there was lies in there. Well, it seems like now a year later they have to attack another American, a distinguished American, by the name of Dr. Robert Eldridge, or Professor Robert Eldridge. Mr. Eldridge taught at a university in Osaka, and for the last 6 years he's been working with the Marine Expeditionary Force in Okinawa. Now, I know Mr. Eldridge. I met him personally. This man is an honorable man. He serves both Japan and the United States with distinction. Well, as you know, there were protests taking place in Okinawa, specifically at the Futama, I'm sure I'm messing that name up, the Futama base. Mr. Eldridge was on a TV station, a Sakura TV, and he made a comment to the effect that those engaged in these demonstrations are basically engaged in hate speech. And that's what this article, this hit piece was about in the Japan Times. Hate speech! That's what he said. Just because you disagree with the United States of America as hate speech. Wait a minute. In the United States, the definition of hate speech is basically if you disagree with a liberal. No matter what you say, if you disagree, it's hate speech. So why can't we use the same interpretation? But when Mr. Eldridge, Dr. Eldridge, Professor Eldridge used the term, it was accurate. It wasn't a loose definition as used here in the United States. I've been to Okinawa. I've met those protesters. They are engaged in hate speech. It goes on to further to criticize because some people who agree with Mr. Eldridge claim that some of these people who protest the American base there are communist-inspired or communist-led. And they was critical of that statement. Really? Is that what you're going to be? Once again, when I was in Okinawa, when I was in Okinawa, that's a new city in Japan. You didn't know that? Osaka? No, it's not a new city. When I was in Okinawa, I met a Japanese gentleman who went undercover and infiltrated these protest people. And he was with them for a while. He learned from them themselves that they do get money from the commies in China. What more do you need? And it stands to reason, to logic, which seems to be missing from the opposition, that is to the commies' advantage in China to have those bases removed from Okinawa. The Japan Times, it seems like they get their reporters from the West, who I guess they can't get jobs as journalists in the West because of their sloppy journalism, so the Japan Times hires them. The gentleman who wrote this hit piece on Professor Eldridge, his name is John Mitchell, and I think he comes from the United Kingdom. The two clowns who wrote the hit piece on me, one came from Australia. That was revenge because of something video I posted about 2 years earlier. And the other clown who lied to me was from the United States. I issued a rebuttal both on my hit piece, on Mr. Eldridge's hit piece, and they refused to publish it on their website, as well as I think they refused Mr. Eldridge's rebuttal also. See, that's how the liberals are. The Japan Times is a worthless news organization because they have to scrape the bottom of the barrel in the West to get their journalists to produce these hit pieces. Alright folks, and Mr. Eldridge, he's an honorable man, and once again I'm going to have to state, he's doing an outstanding job on behalf of two wonderful nations, Japan and these here United States of America. And that's why the Japan Times was critical of him basically. If you read the article, link in the description, you'll see that. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation you happen to be. And God bless our good friends and trusted allies and the land of the rising sun, Nihon Koku. See ya! Hi folks, well, another edition of Why I Love Japan. I just recently returned from Japan, the land of the rising sun, Nihon Koku. And one of the nights I spent, was it one night? Yeah, I think it was one night I spent in a town north of Tokyo called Kumagayo. And I do have to say, Colonel Shun did provide me with some very spacious accommodations. It was a suite. That's it, kids. That's what an admiral deserves. Well, anyway, thank you, Colonel Shun, for those accommodations. In the hallway, as you would see almost everywhere in Japan, was a vending machine. And this vending machine dispenses beer. Now, to guard against underage people from getting beer, you have to put your national identity card or driver's license against this pad over here. It reads it, sees that you're above age, and dispenses the beer. So I says, I'm going to try it. So I take out my Texas driver's license, put it against it. Golly gee willikers, it will not recognize it. Now you know I'm above age. As a matter of fact, I'm over age. Over the hill, I'm so... oh. Well, it wouldn't dispense beer to me. That's it. You can't get any beer because you're a foreigner. Obviously, right? As a foreigner, I can't get any beer out of the machine. So now some of you will probably say, see? There they go again, discriminating against foreigners in Japan. Really? Is that what they're doing? Let me tell you something. I am delighted that I was not able to get beer out of that machine, or that other foreigners are not able to get beer out of that machine, because the last thing Japan needs is drunken foreigners roaming the streets. But they're a menace. Hey, I've been to Japan on numerous times, traveled the whole length and breadth of the country. Never once did I come across a drunk Japanese person. And I've been to dinners and luncheons where the sake was flowing all over the place. But I never came across any Japanese person drunk. Now, that's not to say they don't get drunk. Of course they get drunk. But I didn't come across it. But the one drunk I came across in all my travels, you know where he was from? He was one of them there foreigners from Sweden. How do I know that? Because he was traveling with us or walking with us to Dotonbori in Osaka saying, I'm from Sweden! I'm from Sweden! Oh, was that guy annoying? More annoying than me! Give you an idea how annoying he was. So, let's do a comparison here. Do a statistical analysis here on all the travels and all the people who the only drunk was a foreigner. No Japanese drunks I came across. So to that vending machine and the company that has it, God bless you for blocking foreigners for buying that in the vending machine. And I'm sure foreigners could go into a convenience store somewhere and get beer. All right, folks. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation you happen to know. And God bless our trusted friends and allies in the land of the rising sun, Nihon. Please, folks, if you have the opportunity, make a visit to Japan. We'll see you. Hi folks. Well, you know that Save the Dolphin crowd, those people who support Sea Shepherd's activities in Taiji, Japan, those emotional wrecks. Well, they're proving to everybody what pathetic, disgusting people they are. Prime Minister Abe of Japan, he has a Facebook page where he posts updates of his activities and his country's activities. And recently he's been posting updates in reference to the terrorist activities and the beheadings that happened. So now what do these emotional wrecks who want to save the dolphins from being harvested, what have they done? They've gone to these postings and left comments, disgusting comments, because they are concerned about the dolphins and not about the Japanese people. I'll have a link to the Prime Minister's Facebook page in the description. Click on it. On any one of his postings below is the word comment. Click on it and other comments would appear. And you will read the disgusting comments left by disgusting people who are emotional wrecks. It's rather hateful. The Prime Minister is reporting on the tragic situation, the activities that have befallen his nation. And they see nothing, these Save the Dolphin people, nothing but criticism and hate towards Japan at this time. You see, folks, they're taking the lead from this cult leader himself, Criminal Watson. March 11th, 2011, when the earthquake tsunami slammed into Japan, why, what did the criminal do? He posted a poem citing it was Neptune's revenge, that earthquake tsunami. So now this time so far he has not written anything as disgusting. Well, that's because, not because he's had an epiphany, not because he thinks it's rude to do so. He does not have to do it, because his minions are doing it for him. They took the lead from the cult leader himself and are doing his dirty work. See? Very simple. To the good folks in Japan, please do not allow these morons to upset you because they are basically disturbed emotional wrecks. Do what we do. We laugh at Sea Shepherd. Laugh at them. If you see any of them in Japan, please, just point your finger at them and laugh. Don't think by ignoring them they're going to go away. They're going to continue to come into Taiji. Just point and laugh at them. We did that in the Faroe Islands. We did that in Taiji. We did that in San Diego. Wherever we come across these clowns, we laugh at them because that's what you do with clowns. You laugh at them. Do not take them serious because these are disgusting people. Alright, folks. They exploit a tragic event to pursue their own agenda. Now tell me that's not disgusting. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation you happen to be in. And God bless our good friends and trusted allies and the land of the rising sun, Neon. See ya.